Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and this is your outlook for October 15th, 2014. And we're going to have some rain and thunderstorms moving through the area here today. This is in association with a cold front, and this will be slowly making its way toward our area today, and it's going to be slowing down as it moves to the east here, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. First of all, we have this area of low pressure here that's sitting over the western Great Lakes, and this is going to be responsible for dragging this cold front through here. But if you look at the upper air pattern here, this is all part of a negatively tilted trough here. The trough is going to tilt negative here, and because of that, this frontal boundary is actually going to slow down when it moves to the east here, and especially towards the coastal areas. I think you're going to get an extreme eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey might get some pretty good rainfall out of it once this trough turns negative. And then now, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're probably watching this video saying, "Bobby, I love you. I love your videos every day, but I have no idea what you're talking about." Okay, well, I'll show you. This is a look at the 500 millibar pattern, actually looking at the vorticity. And this is basically the jet stream. The jet stream is kind of going like this right here. Here's the jet stream. You just follow along where I'm drawing here. This is where the jet stream is, and it kind of looks like a horseshoe, kind of like that right now. This is where the jet stream is, and this is a deep trough. Okay, right now the trough is straight up and down, so this is a neutral tilt is what they call this as, and it moves a little bit forward here. This is actually looking at the same time frame I just showed you, and then we're going a little bit forward here in time here, and it has this cold front here is pushing to the east here. It actually the trough axis, instead of being like up and down like it was just a minute ago, is now like this. Okay, so this is now a negatively tilted trough. And what a negatively tilted trough does is allows these systems to slow down a little bit. If we were dealing with a coastal system, which we're not, don't get excited, it's just a cold front. If we had a coastal system in winter that was parking itself right about here, and you had a negatively tilted trough like this, it would actually slow down the storm and actually might even stall it and allow for some big time snows across our coverage area here. But this is not the case. And this is a different kind of system, of course. We're not even dealing with a coastal system. This is just a cold front, but the same idea happens here, where the system will actually slow its advance of the cold front as it moves towards the coast. So it's chugging along here. Here's looking at Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Now, if I back this up a little bit, you can see this is moving along pretty good, like a normal cold front, but then all of a sudden it starts to slow up. And that's because the trough starts tilting negative here, and that's what's slowing the boundary up. So you get the rain and the thunderstorms moving through later, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and then again overnight. And then you're going to get some enhancements since this front really slowed down a lot here. And extreme eastern Pennsylvania and all of New Jersey here are going to get into some pretty good rainfall totals, I think, before this pulls away. So you might have some areas anywhere between, say, 3/4 of an inch up to about an inch and a quarter over most areas here, but some areas might get locally higher amounts than that. So we will be keeping an eye on that. Best chance to see the higher totals will be the closer to the coast you are, because again, this front is going to slow up and not be roaring through here like it will be prior to 8 a.m. on Wednesday. So again, just follow with us on the Facebook page. If we have any updates with the rainfall, we'll do that for you. As long as we get as far as getting past this system here, here's a look at later on Thursday. I think Thursday's gonna be one of those days where it remains mostly cloudy. You're gonna have those very early in the morning. You might have a leftover shower here, especially across New Jersey, northern New Jersey before this exits. You're still gonna have a trailing piece of energy around here that's gonna have to rotate through the area here. Now, this was the original low pressure system that is now significantly weakening as it moves to the east here. So when this moves through here, it does have some showers here with it here in this frame. You do the very next frame here, and it's even though it's still in this weakening process, so at that point there's really nothing but mostly cloudy skies left in its wake here. You might have a few isolated showers here. Would not be surprised if you see a shower here in some areas here, especially across the northern areas here as we get into Thursday night into very early Friday morning here, but nothing of any consequence. And most of the rain that we're talking about that's noteworthy are going to be falling on Wednesday and Wednesday night. So we'll go a little bit further than that here. We got a reinforcing shot of cold air come through here with a cold front coming through over the weekend. This is actually going to be pretty significant. We're going to talk about temperatures, today yet that are still going to be well into the 70s, and then we're going to talk about Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we're going to be back in the 60s. Still at or slightly above normal temperature for this time of year for those 3 days, but then when we get to Sunday, it's going to be a shock. You're going to have temperatures stuck in the 50s all day long for the majority of our coverage area here. I'd be very surprised if anywhere outside of Philadelphia maybe might get to 60, but the rest of the area here, I'd be surprised if you get into the 60s at all, just because we have that very chilly air mass moving in here. And a large part of why this trough is going to be settling in over the east here and allow for such cool weather to happen from Sunday and beyond. We're not just talking about Sunday. It's going to be lasting for several days into next week here. We have temperatures in the 55 to 60 degree range for much of the week upcoming. And it's a large part due to that typhoon recurving the Pacific that drove the pattern here. So really nothing to speak of as far as precipitation is concerned for the upcoming week. There was some speculation of a coastal storm that was going to be affecting our area somewhere in the 23rd, 24th time frame of next week. But again, that's too far out to really speculate at this time, and the models are going back and forth. They were showing this big monster coastal system, and everybody kind of jumped on that. We're kind of staying put, just saying, let's see how the models play this out in the next couple days. Every time you get in the long range with these models, when you have a recurving typhoon, they seem to have a little bit of an issue with the flip-flopping back and forth from run to run. So we're going to wait a little bit, see how that plays out. Once we get into range, which is our normal range of 6 days, this is why we do a 6-day forecast. It's going to be much more accurate than trying to project out to 10 days when, most times it changes anyway. So we're just going to stay put, not talk about that yet. We'll get into that next week, or at least this weekend. We should have a better handle on it. And if there is something coming at that point, we'll let you know. But right now, we say no, because that's what the latest model guidance is suggesting. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for October 15th, 2014. Have a great Wednesday.